Raina, Karen and Janine, thank you for being with us. Now, let's just bring our viewers into the loop before we start, because this interview looks a little different to the way our interviews normally do. Karen, you're at your home office. Raina, you are at home, Skyping in, so you don't have a camera crew with you. Janine, you are here with me in the studio, but you're exactly 1.5 metres away, and there's no one else in this enclosed space. We have measured it. And that's what the new world order is. So we're leading by example on social distancing with these interviews, and I think we'll see a lot more like this from now on. You're exactly 1.5 metres away, and there's no one else in this enclosed space. We have measured it. And that's what the new world order is.
This is so disturbing, it's untrue. And I don't say that lightly. I'm not interested in scaring anybody, but this is really serious stuff now. This is about the health passports. This is basically the mass surveillance in real time of every man, woman and child in the country. So VST Enterprises Limited, or VST, the UK-based cyber security firm, have developed a digital health passport and platform, V Health Passport, from their revolutionary V Code and V Platform technology. They're calling it V Health. Not only helps rapidly speed up the process of getting key critical care workers within blue light emergency services returned to the front line, but also ensures that they do safely and securely. A key worker can present their assigned V code, that's a number, you're going to be assigned a number, that's your V code, using their smartphone, fob or lanyard printout, which can be scanned outside of the 2 metre safe distancing zone. This can present in-depth information to any healthcare official / blue light service or high level GDPR compliant screen to members of the public to confirm and authenticate their current health status, visualised by a traffic light system, green, amber or red. So a policeman can see whether you're healthy or not. A fireman can see whether you're healthy or not. NHS workers, reception staff, whoever it might be who has access to this, which is basically they're saying everybody other than us, can see the status of your health. Other uses of the V Health Passport are private companies, airlines, hotel chains and sports and leisure organisations that need a return to work passport for their employees and guests. So you see the language, you need a return to work passport for your employees, but here it says guests as well. So if I go to a hotel and I want to check in, they're going to say, can I see your passport? You're going to have a passport now for going to a hotel, checking in for the night. So that receptionist at the hotel will see my health status when I go to a bar and I buy a drink, because this is their technology is about having is about living in a cashless society. So their V platform and V code are about buying things, and they're attaching the health passport application to that. You will be able to see in real time where I am, if I'm buying a meal at a restaurant, whether I'm buying drinks, whether I'm buying cigarettes, what the kind of food that I'm buying. Now you might say, well, what's so bad about that? But when you go to the doctor and they say, what are you eating? They don't need to ask you anymore. They can see what you're eating. And when is it going to come to the point where they're going to say, actually, you can't eat all this food anymore. You can only buy this kind of food. You can't smoke anymore. It's not your choice. We're going to stop you from smoking. That's down the line, but this is here now. And so they'll be able to see in real time what you're buying, where you are, what you're doing. This is privacy. This is no more privacy at all. The STE are currently using their underlying technology V Code and V Platform as part of their contracted work with the United Nations as part of the SDG program. That's the Sustainable Development Program 2030, which is about getting people into technology, about 9 billion people by 2030 into their technological system. After a healthcare professional has activated and administered a test kit, they can validate whether the digital passport holder has tested negative or positive for coronavirus or has the antibodies present. In future updates, the health passport will include confirmation that they are vaccinated and can contain all information of other vaccinations and make that part of a broader health passport. So this is completely shocking. Now we know why COVID-19 has happened. It is to bring in this mass surveillance and control system, and they're doing it under the health passport scheme. It sounds innocuous. It isn't. This is Nazi Germany at their height on steroids. You are going to be given a V code, a number, and that is going to allow you access to services. If you make a video like this, when is it going to become to the point where they'll be able to turn off accesses to your services? Sorry, you've dissented. You've said something that we don't like, that the corporatocracy doesn't agree with. So now you can't buy food for 3 days. Now you can't buy, you can't go to the cinema. You can't go to a restaurant. You can't buy anything. You can't do anything because we've turned your green passport red, and people won't let you in. People won't sell you things until you have seen a health professional. This is fascism.
That's what the New World Order is.
Please, wherever you are in the world, we need your help, and we need your help now.
So it now should be pretty apparent to everybody that the lockdown, a prison term by the way, lockdown, is just not going to go away, folks. It's in fact never going to go away. When you see the new guidelines that have been put in place to protect us, the social distancing, COVID is being portrayed as this infection that is here to stay until we find a vaccine. By the way, every vaccine they've tried on rhesus monkeys so far has failed. And they're saying it will probably be at least till the end of 2020 or maybe even the end of 2021 before there will be a vaccine ready and it will be safe to go outside, according to Bill Gates, because it seems to be Bill Gates who's dictating what our governments can and cannot do at this stage. Of course, he wasn't elected to do so and he has no medical degree, but that seems to be what's happening. But even JP Morgan, of all people, are saying things like the lockdown has made no difference to the spread of coronavirus, but it has destroyed millions of lives simply due to the economic damage that's been done. And they're kind of letting it slip that the lockdown's never going away. Even with camping here in Australia, Australians love to go camping. There's a new site that tells you the safe places you can go and the better places to look for camping sites that will work with the New World Order. They actually say it, New World Order. It's right there on the website, ladies and gentlemen. You know, can I still go camping? Well, you've got to find better sites. Here's a site that's better when researching a spot that works for the New World Order. I mean, what can you say to this stuff, folks? What can you say? California doctor, there's a California doctor, I can't remember his name offhand while I'm walking around the yard here, who says that the suicide rates in California for this month, they've had a year's worth of suicides in the last month due to the lockdown. And this is the thing, folks. Everything the government has done to protect you so far is being done to isolate you and to do damage. The damage that has been done by the lockdown far exceeds any damage that has been done by this alleged coronavirus. And everybody who's suffered through this lockdown, everybody who's died from suicide, anybody who's lost their business, all of this stuff, folks, people who die, everybody who is going to die through poverty, through starvation, through suicide, through any of these means, this is murder by proxy by government. These invalid parasites we have masquerading as government here in Australia have systematically removed every single one of your inalienable rights. Every single one has been taken from you. Now you can't just go out and hang in the park. You can't just go and do normal things you would do because it's against the law. They will stop you sitting by yourself in the park in order to protect you from coronavirus or protect other people from coronavirus. So they'll give you little circles in the park to sit in. Total isolation. Self-isolation, that's what they want. They want everybody completely isolated from everybody else, and they want everybody under mass surveillance and under lockdown for the rest of existence. That's the plan, folk. That's the plan. And, you know, I don't know what it's going to take for people to wake up to the fact that this is never going to go away. It's never going to go away, folks. Not unless you stand up and make it go away. You know, if people can't see what's happening here, if people are simply going to comply with this is going to be the end of life as we know it. No more freedom. You're now living in an open air prison where everything you do is monitored, and it won't just be every transaction you make. Soon it will be every conversation that you have will be monitored, whether it is in the privacy of your own home or not, or to protect you from COVID.